for a lot of these. Play a lot more about the camps, right? Make sure they're unblocked, look to get the pulls back, make sure that it's easy for Dahak to be able to get that early farm. You can also just use the Treants as that like pseudo melee support hero in front of you to soak up a lot of the damage, but you know, they've got wins on this hero, right? They want to go back to what's been successful for them so far.
We'll see if they can get that success. Again, BETBOOM really need to get some wins under their belts. Continuing to lose out on opportunities here. Position where it could be very, very difficult to come back from. You want to be up to your last game and being forced to 2-0 against a tricky opponent.
Can I just say,
pressure on you.
I read Arteezy like a book. He is reading, wearing half of his own Naga set. Just, you know, you got to make sure that you're repping the own set there. I think it's the armor and the tail that he's wearing right now. But there are some other cool things like the jellyfish hat that he's looking to be part of.
He's gone for the mix here. A little bit of an immortal as well. It's a nice mix and match.
Whenever I try and mix and match, I'm like, oh, is this color scheme completely off? I mean, I'm sure it looks hideous. Same sort of thing with where I wear clothes. It just, they never seem to match. It never works out.
Dude, what is going on? Oh my god, I'll hold that thought in case anyone just gets chased down. We got 3 for 1 in the bounty runes, again favoring AG. The Hawk is just sending treants inside the base, trying to see if we can get a Corey snipe, but no, the pings came out and they all sent the Corys back inside the base, or back inside the fountain, I should say, so he's not going to get any freebies.
Smart. Very, very smart. You've got the Spirit Breaker, by the way, playing down bottom here with the Nature's Prophet, okay. So at least that's a little bit more tanky. Also going into the Boots of Speed, of course, just to be able to escape from any kind of static link attempt. And, well, they want to try and get it in onto him as soon as possible, but Roger's happy to tank that up if it means Dahak isn't the main priority. And, of course, now, static link a lot weaker. So it doesn't last 8 seconds at all levels, just the 5 seconds to begin with.
We'll see how difficult it is for them to be able to deal with the trains. Just, you've got them running at Nightfall, Chris trying to CS as well. It's not going to be easy for them to play into Dahak. Incredibly comfortable on the hero. See if it's going to be enough for them to get that success. I think a lot of this game is going to be off the back of Lal, though. It's looking like a pretty goddamn good Queen of Pain game.
I know.
It's looking like a draft from BETBOOM, though, that's able to coordinate fairly well together as well. You know, again, 3 ways to be able to dive in super aggressively, even 4 if you're going to count the Quap. Well, actually, Roger, though, he might have gone a little bit too deep in this lane, and he hasn't eaten the Tango, so he does it a little bit too late. Might have been able to survive that last right click if he just ate it a bit sooner. So first blood being given over to this lane that we said might have a bit of issues, but not if you're getting that early kill.
Not at all. And now you got the level 2s to play with as well. That didn't have that prior, so the fact that you're already getting kill without that extra ability to play with the lane, it's going to be very difficult. See the try and help out with the creep equilibrium, should be shoving out into Dire's favor, and now it's going to be up to Crit and what he can do to try and maintain this.
Oh, very clever by Arbit. Just using his illusory orb in the mid lane to be able to bait out Lal to maybe not be quite as efficient at getting these last hits. Steals one of the water runes, but Lal doesn't commit heavily enough, so he's still able to secure the top one. Really keeping the harassment up. I mean, we're seeing with the skill build here on Lara as well, most of the time on the Queen of Pain, you look to get at least 2 points into the Shadow Strike, but not against the puck, just because you're able to dodge it out almost every single time. He just maxes out the Scream of Pain, looks to try and get a few more harassments in onto the puck through that aspect, and just look to play this as a bit more of a farming lane as opposed to a trading and lane dominator style.
The off lane for BETBOOM. Actually, Seneko might be in a little bit of trouble at the moment. Fly and Arteezy considering about chasing down this answer. The Soys aren't going to be enough from Fly really to get a lot of damage into Seneko, so we'll be chilling. But they're actually going to go back for the Primal Beast instead. Notice taking a lot of damage, Frostbite to hold him down into place, and Arteezy will be able to pick up the kill.
Important to get that kill, just that extra little bit of bonus, giving the Arcane Aura over to the team means that, you know, this is a puck. This is someone that, again, wants to be trading farm with the Queen of Pain. So something as simple as just having the little bit of that extra mana for the laning stage is going to provide you a lot of trading potential.
And lane Roger almost going down. Forced to TP back to base. Of course, he can always rejoin thanks to the charge, but see the potential of this lane and how aggressive EG can play. This is now going to free up Crit to be able to get a hard camp pull, reset the equilibrium, and now with the wave pushed all the way back, this will give them that opening now to use the full distance to maybe get a lot of the damage stolen from the static lane and potentially get a kill.
Yeah, charge having to be used all the way from base, so it isn't going to result in too much here. Might be lucky enough to be able to claim the last hit, but not quite. Nightfall just throwing up the high five. In the meantime, with the lane influence like that, it means that Abed had that bottom water rune secured for himself. Crit even able to claim the bounty rune on the Radiant side, so all things going well for EG right now.
Really feels like we're going to be looking at Lal and what he can do for BETBOOM this game.
Oh, top side.
Without the side. So there you go. He's going to be chased down. Artesian, very early level up in the ensnare. Notice is going to be able to push him away, keeping Seneko alive, and now he's on to fly. One point in the Frostbite's only going to hold him back for the moment, but it has done its job, at least mitigating some of the damage from the trample. Idlin, Abed might be able to get a solo kill on Lal. One more right click, but the blink to disjoint that last attack.
That's going to be a lot of creeps going underneath the tower here. They're going to instantly look to push that one in. Not necessarily trying to make a rotation just yet, but just scouting out any kind of TP rotations that might be looking to come back in and be able to soak this one up. He's level 5, and he's going to have a good amount of experience advantage. Already halfway towards level 6. Might even get that before Lal's able to come back into the lane.
Bottom lane, they're onto Dahak. Charge holding it back, but Nightfall's still going to pursue on.
Nice body blocks.
Awkward use of the blocks. Nightfall unable to really get out of this route for the moment.
I mean, Arteezy, you mentioned the early point in the ensnare early on. This is what you need to do with a Crystal Maiden lane, right? You just need to make sure that you're dominating it. So you have one of the strongest laners out there, so any sort of opportunity that you get to be able to get those early kills, you got to take them with both hands. And, well, they've been able to secure one on this top side, but I'm sure that they were hoping to be able to connect onto Seneko there as they make the dive on Arteezy.
And Frostbite and Snare. Nothing you can really do to play around with it unnoticed. Taking a lot of damage from the tower. The Primal Beast going to be sent back. Need more bottom lane as well. Crit's going to be in with a TP cancel. Roger won't be able to escape. The Hawk's going to kind of put his body up forward here to try and act as a protection against the Spirit Breaker.
And that's the other aspect as well, just against the Primal Beast specifically up top. The Ensnare really providing that little bit of extra damage mitigation potential, not just for the aggressive aspects too. So, with presence of mind, not just going into the standard cookie cutter build. As Abed just consistently, he wants to enable himself to make these rotations happen. He's holding on to the regen rune, and he wants to push out this lane as much as possible. Even Arteezy committing a few of his illusions into the mid lane to force Lyle to want to stay here. Wonder if that'll cause some sort of rotation to happen elsewhere that opens up a kill for the side lanes, or even if it means that Abed's going to be enabled to rotate himself. But he actually had his regen cancelled by Lyle. He goes for the Dream Coil.
That he does. Very deep. They've got the Sonic Wave as well. He's going to be able to juke it out. As Abed still will end up going down. 3 heroes behind the tier 1 tower. Well, that's a big kill for BETBOOM to be able to find as Abed just gets a little bit too aggressive.
Yeah, I think he was feeling confident playing around that power rune, but again, good response coming through, and this is what happens with this BETBOOM draft that they've gone for here. So much mobility around the map, didn't even use the Spirit Breaker for that, realizing that Roger probably needed to be up top to prevent any more deaths onto Noticed if you were going to make that rotation through on Seneko.
What you need though, you need to get Lyle off to a good start. Of course, struggled in the lane against the Abed Puck. Very impressed with what he's been able to do early on. Might be in trouble again on Abed. They're gonna have the silence. Pops nearby as well to get the damage coming through. Can they bring him down before the Jawn? Abed just surviving. Would have been another big kill back to back on the Puck if they found it.
Yeah, luckily enough, able to claim that power in for himself, even just being given over the salve, the tango as well. Fly acting like that that position 6 effectively.
He's might be in trouble top. Yeah, BETBOOM gonna bring both support to try and slow down the Naga. Nice dodge. Able to mitigate some damage coming up from the onslaught. That might be enough to get RTZ back to the tower.
Even just going for that early-ish point in the wind lace, of course, it helps with your farming patterns as well, being able to get between them, but just that little bit of extra gap creation against the likes of the Spirit Breaker, against the Primal Beast, gonna be real handy. So 3v1 commitment, and RTZ still doesn't die.
And look at how it's opening up the map for them now. Nightfall is going to be able to drag the wave down bottom. You've got creep speeding into the tower, so someone's going to be forced to address this. It will be Roger to try and soak some of the experience, and meanwhile mid lane as well. Abed's also trying to cut another person move mid to try and leave this lane being vacant. Roger, crit just gets him right. Oh yes, Samasi. Never in doubt to be able to catch up.
I don't know why you expected anything else, to be honest. This is just what the Marcy does. Dominates the early game, dominates once you get up to that level 6, and has the potential to scale from that support role. Kind of nutty. And, well, Crit, he's not going to be hitting too many creeps, but still important for him to buy that Quelling Blade, the Magic Stick. He's going to have them coming out on the courier shortly, just because they feel like they might have Nature's Prophet issues, even though all lanes going very well for EG right now.
So the importance though from either side, looking to try and set up for the power runes. Notice with the charge, Abed will be able to get out of danger, but Fly doesn't have the same capability. So BETBOOM get a kill onto the position 5, and importantly, they also secure the power rune for Lal.
It's still 4 people rotating just for a single kill though, and a regen rune, it's nice, but you want to be able to make moves a lot more aggressively, and regen doesn't really do that. Regen more likely allows you to stay in the lane unless your name is Storm Spirit. All the time, Nightfall was sitting back farming. RTZ move back a little bit more into the jungle. That previous kill attempt maybe spooking him a little bit. Of course, Abed, you don't really need to do much to farm. Very easy, still on the puck to be able to shove that lane out with the illusory orb, but someone's going to need to come and address this. If no one TP's mid, yeah, it means they're making a play.
Roger with the
Bash.
Yep, Lal's going to try and blow him up, but no even use to the Sonic Wave. They don't get lucky with the bash as well. Very unfortunate there from BETBOOM.
Yeah, the 17% really doesn't feel like it whenever you're playing with it, does it? But enemy team able to luck out. But yeah, this is what I mean, right? They knew that the movement was coming. They set up defensively with Crit there, able to provide him that little bit of extra stun. The slows coming through because Abed was always going to make this move. Always trying to push that mid lane in, use the siege creep to its fullest potential. Puck, not the greatest pusher, but if you're able to use the siege creep to its maximum, it means that you're already going to have a mid tier 1 tower on half HP.
Trying to see the angle for BETBOOM. What do? 4,000 deficit. It seems like they need to continue forcing the issue with plays where
they're looking at top.
The Spirit Breaker charges and Dahak TP's in, so maybe this could be the setup up top if they can find RTZ in the jungle.
The ward coverage is okay. You know, that cliff ward has stayed up for quite some time. And they're going to look to connect together around a similar sort of timing. Here we go. They get the charge through. Will they be able to land this? Doesn't have the song.
Notice is in. Pulverize as well. They don't want to use the Sonic Wave, and they won't be forced to as RTZ can't use the song defensively. No way with them Jukes and the illusions. They will finally be able to catch up. A big kill for BETBOOM to find. You'd love to be able to convert this onto the tier 1 tower now as well.
You would, but in the meantime, that's exactly what EG did, right? They realized that he wasn't really in a position to be able to be saved. He didn't have the song, so there wasn't that great turnaround potential. In the meantime, you take the tier 1 tower bot, you continue to shove in mid. Someone's going to need to respond to this, and you might lose your own tier 1 in exchange, but it's going to cost a Hawk being up here without the Wrath of Nature to be able to contribute to any other team fights. So I think they're still okay with this on EG.
We can see BETBOOM make a very similar play shortly, though. You didn't have to commit Sonic Wave. You have the Global Silence with Seneko getting enough experience now from the mid wave. So I think BETBOOM can really look to make another play here. You can't continue to slow this game down. Naga will, without a doubt, win the late game.
That's for sure. You need to make sure that you're getting into those BKBs like we were talking about as quickly as possible, but you are starting to get those Naga issues, aren't you? It's only 500 gold away from the Maelstrom on Dahak with his Nature's Prophet to accelerate that farm a little bit, to deal with all of the illusions, but outside of that, there really isn't too many people that are going to be able to contend with it. Primal Beast already starting his build up into the BKB, but I mean, that's really the only one that's having any indication towards getting it in the next 5 or so minutes.
Dude, Nightfall, why are you gonna do it to him, man? The scan, being able to scout out this smoke down bottom on BETBOOM, then he ducks into the tree line, gives them their own voice line as well. No, just solving the wounds. Maybe go for an easy kill onto Fly.
Is it easy? I mean, it's under a tower.
Yeah, we'll see. Mojo? Okay.
Crit's ready. Crit wants to make the play.
Otis wants to make the play as well. Onslaught into the middle, tries to move to the right side, but he doesn't catch up to Arbed. Global Silence going to be able to cover the Primal Beast for the moment, but they haven't gotten really anything out of it, so Nightfall has a free fight to TP into the middle. He can chase down the Primal Beast with ease. Crit's going to be nearby just in case they require him. The bonus movement speed might be enough from Notice at the moment, though. Onslaught back up as well, so in fact, he'll be able to make it to the higher ground, but EG, knowing the Global Silence is used, they can look to now get a tier 1 tower of their own.
Very slightly off with the Dream Call there on Arbed, otherwise that would have been a dead Primal Beast. You're still probably going to, like you said, lose the tier 1 tower. Even Arteezy looking to commit under a tier 2 to potentially try and take out Seneko, realizing that there's no threat of the Global Silence coming through. They'll still take the tower. But it's the mental damage that's more important, just realizing that we've got the security to be able to invade underneath your towers this early on into the piece. It's a lot less deaths, to be honest, than I was expecting early on, but I think that plays into EG's hands favorably.
Yep, without a doubt. Without a doubt, indeed, BETBOOM need to continue to push the tempo with a lineup that has a 5,000 deficit. It's not going to be easy at all. We'll try and target down Nightfall. Unfortunately for the BKB, it's a little bit too far away on the Courier, so we won't have this to potentially stay alive as BETBOOM find a big kill.
Big kill indeed. He was at the top of the net worth charts at the time, with the gold being lost from the death, and well, he'll eventually have the BKB delivered to him, so probably won't be looking to happen again. Still, I like the amount of emphasis they're putting onto them. They're actually committing here pretty deeply just to try and get the kill onto Fly, and will it result in one?
Not like this. Oh no! Coil into freezing field, and all of a sudden EG members will turn it back around, and they'll get Seneko as well. It'll be a slow chase. In fact, he'll go for a TP out, and he might be able to make it, but Crit just in time to be able to stop that.
No, don't give him the balloon animal.
Oh no!
Oh! Oh!
What's
Arbed,
going on?
come on, my brother.
He's gonna deny himself. What did I just watch? Oh, on the other side of the map, Arteezy gets a solo kill onto Lal. This is
the European smiley face in the old chat as well. Arbed, we're going to have some words because I mentioned yesterday that I don't have enough EG players in my fantasy. I bring him in today and he makes plays like that. I'm cursed. I'm cursed, man. It's not just the predictions, it's also just these little predictions that I'm making for my own points.
He had the points up, and Nightfall is at least going to get some more gold as well. Well, I suppose you can call them points. Scary territory, isn't it? 8,000 deficit at 17 minutes in.
They want to open up more and
6%
more of the map. I mean, this is the thing with a Naga Siren, right? Tier 2 towers, they're useful for sure. You don't have amazing ways to be able to take them just yet, though. You just want to open up more and more camps for Arteezy to safely farm. Not even necessarily with his own hero, but just to make it more obvious when you're rotating to try and kill him, right? Because if you don't have a tier 1 tower top, then it just takes that extra 5-10 seconds. So that's why EG, they're looking to commit quite heavily here onto Lyle. Crit reads his mind like a book.
That he does indeed, and on the other side of the map as well, Arteezy got a free kill onto Dahak.
The hell?
Who's trying to farm with it, and yep, they're gonna call it. BETBOOM see no angle back into this. A 17-minute GG tap out. There's a lineup from them needed to have the control in the early game, and unfortunately for BETBOOM, they were just too far behind.
That is a low amount of kills, I gotta say, and that is exactly what BETBOOM were not playing for. That, I think, takes now the record for the lowest time for the game. I think it was around 19.5 minutes previously, so EG, again, just showing their dominance in this game number 2.
This is a really scary team to be going up against, and also exciting to see with the adaptation and how they're able to deal with the Primal Beast. I mean, there's a lot of teams, 20 teams, that we're seeing how each side kind of believes they can address heroes